S24 Ultra. So it's been out for a month. Really hard to believe that. And I got mine, I think the 26th. So I've actually had mine like a month and like 2 days or something. As you can see, I'm still here in Barcelona. I'm actually headed to go home here in a little bit. But I wanted to talk about it because it's been out for a month. There's been some updates that have come out. We've had some fixes. There's been a lot of complaints about this phone since it came out, which, I mean, arguably, yes, were kind of frustrating, especially for some folks who had problems with the screen, who didn't like the vividness in the way that it looked, who felt like they got the rug pulled out from underneath them, and then there were complaints about the cameras. So Samsung has actually done a pretty good job, I think, of addressing that and coming up with the updates that are necessary to improve the user experience. Because from a hardware level, this phone has been spectacular. I mean, big 5,000 milliamp battery, Snapdragon 8 Generation 3. And we've got the new camera on the back, which of course I know is divisive for some folks as well. But I got to say, I've taken quite a few zoomed in shots 100 times, and it still looks pretty good. I know it's working a little bit more with the AI enhancement, but realistically for me, how good do those shots look at 100 times zoom anyway, right? They're not the greatest. It's more for a novelty factor. Oh, this is really cool, or if you need to like see something. So I didn't really have a whole lot of heartburn. What's more important to me is that now we have the regular camera, the 1 times, we have the 3 times telephoto, and then the 5 times. So you can get really good intermediate shots. So you can get close shots, mid-range shots. You can get the 5 times when it comes to the portrait. So there's a lot of nice things that I think offset and benefit as opposed to having the 10 times. So I know we can have a philosophical discussion on this, but I've been using this phone all week while I've been here. I've got T-Mobile. The antenna reception has been good. It's definitely been way better than my iPhone. It's been way, way better than the iPhone. And I made a video the other day saying the iPhone modem sucks, and I stand by that. And also, my brother's here with me as well, and he's been complaining about his signal. But yeah, the signal is solid. I think the modem in here is great. I think the battery life is good. I like the always-on display, what they've done with it, with the changes. And it's pretty neat because when I got here, I didn't even have to update my time. It added the new time zone for me when I got here to Barcelona. That's really cool, straight there on my home screen. And yeah, it's been good. I think the camera's good. I think with the recent improvements that it has been also positive. I know there are still some areas where some folks are still a little unhappy. And I think maybe the S23 Ultra camera out of the gate was probably better. So I think this one is really good, but I think there might still be a few little areas where after having the S23 Ultra, especially all year, it got fine-tuned a little bit better than what we got on launch here. So I think this phone, last year everybody was complaining about the trade-in value, and then this year everybody's complaining about the screen. I know some folks have complained about there being like a grainy screen as well. I haven't experienced that, but if you have, I'm sure it's probably frustrating. You may be able to get a return on that. And I know some people are, oh, what about the green line? Look, if you have a green line going through your screen, that's not a software problem. That's a hardware issue. You should replace your phone. And Samsung should honor that. But that, yeah, it's just been a little bit more drama than usual surrounding this phone, which I get it, whatever. New phone, exciting stuff. I mean, we had the same thing with the iPhone. I actually made a video recently talking about the Pixel 8 Pro, saying how it was the least divisive, least problem-laden phone we've had in recent memory. You know, there's problems with the iPhone 15 Pro, problems with the S24 Ultra. So I'm happy to say that the Pixel 8 Pro turned out pretty good. It didn't have a whole lot of issues, but anyway. So yeah, we've got the AI stuff on here. I made a video the other day demonstrating how I was able to use the live translation stuff. Well, it's called Google Live Translation. It's called the interpreter on here. But I like that it's in the quick settings menu. So if you go into the quick settings menu, swipe down, go to your second page, bam, interpreter. It's right there. Plenty of languages. You can download the language models. It works offline. I know it's basically piggybacking off of Google. And that was a thing that I talked about a lot. So everybody was like AI, 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 AI for all, AI for everyone, Samsung AI, blah, 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 whatever. Who cares? Well, when it comes to the phone, yeah, it does have some AI stuff. The circle to search thing is cool. Also a Google feature. So I think the Pixel 8 Pro is still king of the smart AI, smartest smartphone kind of competition discussion point. The Samsung Galaxy S24 series has some nice smart features. It has some of these things, but most of them are built off of Google. So anyway, they're neat. They're there. Hopefully Samsung doesn't actually start charging us for them after the end of next year, because I talked about that when it first came out, right? They said, well, they didn't say anything. It was in the fine print saying that the features were for free till the end of 2025. Does that mean they'll start charging? Who knows? But that's what it implies. I think they probably won't, because if they do start trying to charge for them, then people will probably get upset about it, and they'll be like, we're not going to do it. You notice they haven't really talked about it much. So there is that. And also, most of the smart features are Google. They're not even Samsung. So, like, what are you going to charge for, right? If anything, maybe they're charging you to offset what they're paying Google to have that stuff. But I thought it was funny in the keynote. They're like, oh, circle to search. And then Google and their Twitter was like, bam, we have it too, coming out the same day the S24 Ultra comes out. So it's just, it's interesting. Like this whole AI venture, this new world that we're heading into, very interesting topic of conversation. But overall, battery life is good, performance is good, the heat has been good, and overall, I mean, the phone's beautiful. And I'm going to answer this right now because I'm going to get several comments. Everybody's always asking, what case is this? You can see it's got Samsung on the back. This is the official Samsung silicone case. You can get it, and it comes with a screen protector, which I also have on here, which is also anti-reflective, and I think it does help. And the anti-reflective screen protector, I think it does help some. I got a light right here, right next to it. But yeah, and I think it's a beautiful looking phone. It's got the flat screen, it's got the super brightness, all that jazz, IP68, 45-watt charging, reverse wireless charging, all the things that you'd expect out of a flagship Samsung phone. So I think that when you take a look at it, yeah, it's probably the best Android phone that's out there right now, especially in the States. I mean, we've got the Xiaomi 14 Ultra that just came out. That's limited to basically China. I mean, maybe they'll have a global one. I think, yeah, we just had the global launch, but still, try getting that. Yeah, it's expensive, and it might not even be supported properly by your carrier. I mean, AT&T, it won't let you use 5G, and there are other phones out there, but by and large, one of the things we love Samsung for is their global availability. You can get it in Germany, you can get it in the US, you can get it wherever, and the features work. It's not like Google, where Google has some of their smart features in the Pixel phones, and if you go outside the US, they basically don't work. And nobody really talks about a lot of that stuff, but yeah, when you have this one, it works wherever you go. It's not like, oh, you went to go to Barcelona for a week? Sorry, your smart feature doesn't work. So, or this or that, you know. So, I think it's a good phone. I think arguably it's the best Android phone that you can get right now, and there's not really any deals or crazy specials or anything. I'm sure Samsung will continue their usual model of putting out deals and price drops and all these extra things. They're going to do it throughout the year. So if you're looking to get one, try and make it work for you. Try and find a good carrier dealer incentive if you want to go that route. I know a lot of people get heartburn when I mention that, but realistically, most people get their phones through their carriers. They don't just go buy them outright from Samsung. So that means you're paying for monthly service fee. You've got AT&T, you've got Verizon. I say, oh, you can get it for free, you know, with the 3 years of installment agreements. I've got somebody who's going to go in the comment section, oh, it's not really free. Yeah, I get that. It's free because they're writing off the bill credits because you continue to have service through them. That's pretty much how it is here in the United States. If you're elsewhere, I'm sure that might be different. But in the States, most people get them, and that's the thing. Most people hold on to their phones 2, 3, or 4 years, and then they go trade in their previous phone and get the new one. So if you're trading in an S21 Ultra and getting this essentially for free through AT&T, fantastic deal. If you're going to pay for service for them anyway, then whatever. And I'm not getting paid by a carrier to say this. I'm just talking to you realistically. That's how it works. But if you want to buy it on your own, that's what I did. I traded in my S23 Ultra because I do review stuff, and I gotta buy this stuff. Like Samsung, they're not my biggest fan. They don't send me phones for free. They don't send me anything early to review. I'm still waiting. They were going to send me the S24, which who knows if that's even going to happen now. I thought it was, but Samsung reached out to me and said T-Mobile wanted to send me the S24. Not Samsung, but T-Mobile did. So I was like, sure, go ahead and send it. And it's been like 2.5 weeks, and I've sent 2 follow-up emails, and no answer yet. But we'll see if that happens. If it does, I'll be very happy to cover the S24. I've covered the S24 Plus. I bought that one myself. I'm sorry I can only bring so many phones here with me. I have like 5 phones with me right now. But anyway, S24 Ultra, solid phone. I think they're doing a good job. I appreciate the responsiveness with the updates. You got 7 years of support now, and yeah, I think that has meaning in some areas. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to buy this phone and hold on to it for 7 years. Maybe somebody will. And I know some people are like, oh, still got my Note 8. And I got to tell you, I love the Note 8. It was a fantastic phone, but I wouldn't use it today. I like the security. I like the updates. I like the responsiveness. I like the cameras. Like, there's a lot of stuff. And of course, you've got DeX. You've got wireless DeX. You got the best in class, best in the world, stylus experience with the S Pen. So there's just a lot of good things here. And I'll just go ahead and call this my review, I guess. I mean, maybe a month later. I've had so much stuff going on this last month that trying to get the full review done on this phone that actually does its service and I don't know, maybe I'll still do that. I'll just call this 1 month later. I'll still give you my full review. I know it's a little late, but I've taken a lot of pictures while I've been out the last 2 weeks. I want to talk about that stuff. Many of those photos have been since the update has come out. I know there's questions about that, so I won't call this a full review. This will just be 1 month later and after the updates or something like that. I haven't titled it yet. I know some people are like, oh, you should have your title and your thumbnail before you even record a video. I haven't done that in like 6 years I've been doing this. I record a video and then I have a title and a thumbnail that I think accurately depicts what I'm talking about. But a month later, I'm really happy with it. I think it's been a good phone. I think if you want to buy the phone, it'll be a solid option for you. It's going to be good for many, many years. And I like that Samsung is being very responsive with the updates and the fixes and things like that. That's what you should do as a brand. And seeing them do that this year and listening to the responses and the criticism, I think it's been positive. And I think most people are pretty happy with the ability to update the vividness and make the screen look more vibrant and stuff like that. So I'm going to get out of here. I got to go catch a flight here in, I don't know, like 3 hours. So yeah, it's been fun. Good time here in Mobile World Congress. I'll talk more about that later. But I wanted to talk about the good old S24 Ultra. It's crazy. It's been out a month. And if you got one, I'm sure you've probably been enjoying it. If you weren't one of the people affected by the screen issues, I'm sure we'll hear about that in the comments. So that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, of course, please go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching. I'm sorry I didn't put out a video yesterday. I meant to. I got tied up with all this stuff going on here in Mobile World Congress. I mean, I got to take a day every once in a while, and I was super busy. So I apologize. Normally, I try to get them out every day. I'm surprised, quite frankly. I've been gone for 8 days, and I've missed 1 day. So I'm proud of myself for that. I'll pat my own self on the back. But anyway, sorry for no video yesterday, video today, and hopefully my plane makes it safely back home. If I do, there'll be a video tomorrow. If not, this is the last one. So that's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. Yeah, later.